So the Florida Panthers and New York Rangers will face off in the Eastern Conference Final, and this is a battle of the heavyweights. If there were going to be two teams that met up in the Eastern Conference Finals, I mean, this is a dream matchup. This is going to be a lot of fun hockey to watch, so we'll do things alphabetically. Currently leading the Florida Panthers in points would be Matthew Tkachuk with 14, Barkov has 13, Verhaeghe with 11, Reinhart and Lundell with 9. And the Florida Panthers are a team that beat you with the war of attrition. They're going to be physical and aggressive on the forecheck. They're not going to give you a lot of time and space, so that's going to be a key for their success. Will they be able to keep hemming teams in their own end, which they were so successful at doing against the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Boston Bruins? They have so much talent up front. They ended up bringing in Tarasenko at the trade deadline to make this late playoff push. They did just go to the Stanley Cup Finals last year, so they can pull from that experience. Lines 1 through 4, they make you work when you're playing the Florida Panthers. And while the fourth line might not be quote-unquote sexy, they're very effective. And their D-core is extremely good as well. With forsling leading the way, you have Montour, Mikkola, OEL, Kulikov, and Ekblad, a very steady D-core that's going to make you fight for every single inch of ice. And then when you get into the goaltending, Sergei Bobrovsky's stats have not been stellar, but to be fair to him, in the Bruins series, he had some games where he didn't face a lot of shots. But he has an 8-3 record, a 2.37 goals against average, and a .902 save percentage. I mean, the guy's already had highlight reel saves during this playoff run, and he's already proven last year he can flip a switch. So I think we'll see the best version of Bobrovsky in the next series. So Florida's a very deep team up front and on the back end and in net. Let's go to the New York Rangers. And Vincent Trocheck's having himself a great postseason, currently tied for first on the Rangers in points with 14 during this playoff run. Zibanejad's the other player with 14, Panarin with 11, Lafreniere having a solid postseason with 10, and Kreider with 10. Up front, these teams are similar in that fashion. Lines 1 through 3 can produce. And with the fan favorite Matt Rempe, you got somebody up front that can chuck some knucks. Just like the Florida Panthers that are very good taking away time at space, when the Rangers are firing on all cylinders, they're a difficult team to play. Up front and on the back end, they have a lot of talent. And watching them, I was really impressed how good they were on the penalty kill. They are cautiously aggressive, knowing when to be aggressive and when to be responsible in playing passing lanes. It was a thing of beauty to see how much they frustrated the Hurricanes power play. Up front, they have just as much talent as the Florida Panthers, and on the back end, you have one of the best defensemen in the league, Adam Fox. But it's not just him. His D partner Lindgren, he's a very effective defenseman in his own right. Keanu Miller, Gustafsson, Trouba, and Schneider, just like the Panthers, all three D pairs are very good. And then when you get to the goaltending, Igor Shesterkin's had great numbers in this playoff run. 8-2 record, a 2.40 goals against average, a .923 save percentage. Statistically, Shesterkin has been the far better goaltender, and he is known as one of the best goalies in the world, and he has a prime opportunity to etch his name on the Stanley Cup. The Rangers have been blessed with a plethora of franchise goaltending, and Shesterkin is tremendous, so he's one of these players you pull for to kind of get over the hump. Looking at this series, because these teams are so close, I think special teams is going to be the difference. Will the Rangers still be as lethal on the power play as they have been in recent series? Will they be able to frustrate the Florida Panthers power play like they frustrated the last two teams? And as for the Florida Panthers, similar questions. Their penalty kill has been extremely good, and on the power play, can they get a little bit more than they have gotten from their players? So what is my prediction for this series? It's very tight, and I genuinely mean this. I could flip a coin and be happy with either pick, but I'm going to ride with the Florida Panthers in 7 games. I think Florida's built a little bit better for playoff hockey, but I imagine there's going to be some overtime games in this series, which will probably wreck my sleep schedule. But I'd like to know your predictions down below in the comment section. Who do you got in this series and in how many games? I'm Captain Paul. I'll see you in the next one.